If you made a list of trailblazing women in news media, your list would be incomplete with Meredith Vieira. During her illustrious career that has spanned over 35 years, the veteran journalist's resume stands above her peers, boasting credits including 60 Minutes, The View, Dateline NBC, Today, NBC Nightly News, The Meredith Vieira Show, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, among others. However, just because someone has a massively successful career doesn't mean it was easy. Despite her success, she has faced some pretty serious difficulties along the way. From an abusive relationship and her struggles with getting pregnant to her husband's battle with MS, the tragedy surrounding Meredith Vieira gets sadder and sadder. Growing up, Meredith Vieira struggled with her body image. Like many young girls, Meredith Vieira experienced body shaming at a tender age, leaving a lasting impact on her self-image. One poignant memory stands out. A casual bike ride with friends turned sour when a hurtful comment about her backside was made. Recalling the incident on Today, Vieira revealed how those words stayed with her, etched into her memory to this day. The incident triggered a desperate quest to conform to society's narrow standards of beauty, leading Vieira to embark on extreme measures to shed weight. "I went on this ridiculous diet," she recounted, describing a regimen of Tab and a mere handful of Ritz crackers daily for an entire summer at the age of just 10. The damage inflicted by this experience was profound, instilling body image insecurities in Vieira at such a young age. While Vieira doesn't place blame on her friend for the hurtful remark, she acknowledges the inevitability of such encounters. Despite her resilience, the trauma lingers, compounded by the pressures of being in the public eye as a television personality. Meredith Vieira lost her grandmother to breast cancer. When Meredith Vieira was a teenager, her family received devastating news. Her grandmother had been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. Despite the grim prognosis and the cancer's spread, there was a noticeable silence surrounding the topic within the family, including Vieira's grandmother herself. Reflecting on this period in an interview with Health, Vieira recalled her grandmother's stoicism, noting that she never questioned her doctor's instructions and simply followed them. Given the limited treatment options available in the mid-1970s, Vieira was deeply affected by her grandmother's suffering. "I didn't appreciate the fact that there was not much that could be done at the time," Vieira admitted, recounting her grandmother's increasing pain as the illness progressed. Tragically, her grandmother succumbed to the disease in 1977. This early experience profoundly influenced Vieira, motivating her to confront her fears and take proactive steps for her own health. She emphasizes the importance of regular mammograms and has actively supported initiatives like Find Your NBC Voice. Vieira encourages others to trust their instincts and advocate for themselves when it comes to their health, stressing, "If something doesn't feel right to you, use your voice and speak up. You can't put cancer on hold." When she was young, Meredith Vieira survived domestic violence. In 2014, Meredith Vieira bravely joined the conversation sparked by the Nows Why I Stayed hashtag, shedding light on her own experience with domestic violence in a past relationship. Recounting the early days when everything seemed promising and she deeply cared for her partner, Vieira revealed how the relationship took a dark turn as his abusive behavior escalated. Despite the fear and uncertainty, she found herself trapped in the cycle of abuse, hesitant to leave out of concern for her safety. "I was scared of him," she admitted on an episode of The Meredith Vieiras Show, expressing her fear of potential repercussions if she tried to escape. Additionally, she grappled with feelings of guilt, often blaming herself for his outbursts, especially when he showed remorse afterward. The situation reached a harrowing low when her partner subjected her to a horrifying ordeal, forcibly throwing her into a scalding shower while she was undressed before leaving her outside their apartment for hours. Vieira endured this traumatic incident, seeking refuge in a stairwell until he eventually came back for her, visibly distraught. Despite the severity of the abuse, she remained in the relationship until an opportunity arose for her to leave, when she was offered a job in another state. It was then that she found the courage to break free and start anew. Meredith Vieiras' willingness to share her story serves as a powerful reminder of the complexities surrounding domestic violence and the challenges individuals face in escaping abusive relationships. Her courage in speaking out provides hope and encouragement to others who may be experiencing similar situations, reassuring them that there is a way out. Thank you, Meredith, for bravely sharing your journey. Sexism was just a part of the job for Meredith Vieira. In 1989, Meredith Vieira achieved a major career milestone when she landed her dream job as a correspondent on 60 Minutes, becoming the youngest member of the team at that time. However, just 2 years later, she faced a difficult decision when her request to work part-time after the birth of her second child was denied by Don Hewitt, a prominent figure in the network. Despite her desire to balance work and family responsibilities, Vieira felt compelled to resign from her position due to Hewitt's influence. Reflecting on the situation, she acknowledged Hewitt's formidable status within the industry, recognizing the limitations of her options. "I mean, he was the king," she remarked in an interview with the Los Angeles Times, highlighting Hewitt's authority in the decision-making process. Although Vieira's departure meant relinquishing a prestigious role, her actions resonated with working mothers everywhere, who applauded her courage and advocacy for work-life balance. Even today, she receives gratitude from women who admire her bold stance. "And I don't sit around talking about it, but, yeah, I hope that it somehow had gotten into the DNA," Vieira reflected on the lasting impact of her choice. Indeed, Vieira's influence is palpable, as more and more older women are assuming prominent positions in television. Embracing this trend, Vieira champions the importance of experience and skill, advocating for equal opportunities regardless of gender. "If you're experienced and you're good at what you do, why not?" she remarked enthusiastically. "The men have been doing it forever." Meredith Vieira's husband suffers from this medical condition. Meredith Vieira and her husband, Richard Cohen, crossed paths in 1982 and exchanged vows 4 years later in 1986. However, early in their relationship, Cohen disclosed a significant aspect of his life. He had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at the age of 25. Reflecting on the moment, Cohen acknowledged that he chose to address his condition openly, and Vieira's unwavering support was evident. "I sort of learned the hard way to get it on the table," he shared in a conversation with Yahoo Life. She didn't blink. While Vieira stood by her husband's side through his journey with multiple sclerosis, Cohen faced numerous challenges. "I can give you a long list of things that I can't do anymore," he remarked. "You just sort of learn to accept that." Despite the obstacles, Cohen and Vieira have maintained a positive outlook, focusing on the bright aspects of their lives and finding ways to navigate their circumstances. "You don't have to be controlled by it," Cohen emphasized. When trying to have children, Meredith Vieira had 4 miscarriages. In his book, Chasing Hope, A Patient's Deep Dive into Stem Cells, Faith, and the Future, Richard Cohen, husband of Meredith Vieira, disclosed that the former television personality is among the many celebrities who have faced challenges in conceiving a child. In the late 80s, Vieira endured 4 miscarriages, a topic she candidly discussed during a 2019 appearance on Today with Hoda and Jenna. Reflecting on her experiences, Vieira humorously remarked, "Can I tell you the funny side of my infertility? I never had trouble getting pregnant, but I always had trouble holding on to pregnancies." Following her 3rd miscarriage, Vieira's doctor suggested she use progesterone suppositories. However, there was a misunderstanding. The doctor assumed she knew how to use them. Vieira, thinking they were meant for rectal use, found it odd. She sought clarification from her husband, who shared her confusion. Upon revisiting the doctor, the misunderstanding was cleared. Vieira recalled, "He said, 'What are you talking about? They go in your vagina,' which I didn't know. And then I started doing that, and then I did have a child." Despite the emotional toll of her miscarriages, Vieira chose to share her story to offer support to others facing similar challenges. "For those of you going through stuff, know that I have gone through it too, and it's the lighter side of infertility," she concluded. Today took a toll on Meredith Vieiras' health. Hosting a morning news show comes with its challenges, especially when it comes to the early wake-up calls. Meredith Vieira experienced this firsthand, as she disclosed in an interview with Good Housekeeping. While her colleagues suggested waking up closer to her departure time at 4:30 a.m., Vieira couldn't shake her habit of rising earlier to ensure she felt adequately prepared. "Matt Lauer would say to me, 'Look, you're leaving your home around 4:30, so get up at 4. But I couldn't do that. I'm the kind of person I have to go to check that BlackBerry," she explained. To feel fully ready for the day, Vieira found herself waking up at 2:30 a.m. daily. RIP her snooze button. However, the toll of this routine, both physically and mentally, led Vieira to make the decision to depart from today. She highlighted the negative effects of sleep deprivation, including weight gain, depression, and anxiety. "All of those things really started to weigh on me, and I thought, is it worth risking my health? I don't think so. Is it worth altering my lifestyle, particularly with my husband?" I clearly knew the answer. "No, it's not," she concluded. Meredith Vieiras' husband survived colon cancer not once, but twice. Meredith Vieiras' husband, Richard Cohen, faced not only MS, but also battled colon cancer, not once, but twice. The first diagnosis came in 1999, followed by successful treatment and remission. However, the disease resurfaced, plunging Cohen into a profound depression. "He went into himself like I've never seen," Vieira shared in an interview with ABC News. "I think he was a much angrier man. That second surgery carried with it a lot of stuff afterward, the recovery period. Additionally, the temporary attachment of a colostomy bag left Cohen feeling humiliated, according to Vieira. Despite the darkness they faced, Cohen gradually regained both his health and his spirit. Throughout their ordeal, Vieira and her husband leaned on one thing to navigate through: humor. "Even at the worst, right after the second colon cancer, we always found something to laugh about," she emphasized. "It's what gets you through." The drama on The View wasn't easy for Meredith Vieira to stomach. In 1997, ABC premiered The View, a talk show created by the legendary Barbara Walters and her producing partner. Featuring 5 women of diverse ages and backgrounds, one of the original hosts was Meredith Vieira. The show quickly gained popularity, especially among women eager to hear Vieira and her co-hosts' perspectives on various topics. While Vieira enjoyed her time on the show initially, she eventually grew disillusioned with its evolving format, as revealed in Ramin Setoude's book, Ladies Who Punch: The Explosive Inside Story of The View. "The show was evolving. It didn't feel the same way," she reminisced. "The vibe was getting weird. I felt like it was becoming a little bit more about acting than connecting." In 2006, Vieira made the decision to leave The View, citing the show's changing dynamics. Speaking to Time, she expressed mixed feelings about her departure, acknowledging pride in their work, but also stating, "It's not a good time in the history of the show. It sort of became a joke." In 2007, Meredith Vieira covered the tragic school shooting at Virginia Tech. In late 2016, Meredith Vieira embarked on an exciting new chapter in her career by joining The Today Show as a journalist. Just 6 months into her tenure, she found herself at the forefront of covering a heartbreaking event: the tragic massacre at Virginia Tech. In an essay penned for Today, Vieira recounted the solemn experience of being dispatched to the university campus the day after the incident. "The next morning, we were live on the university campus, trying to make sense out of something totally senseless," she reflected. As she navigated the delicate task of reporting on the tragedy, Vieira grappled with concerns about how she and her team would be perceived by the grieving community. She feared being seen as an outsider exploiting their pain for the sake of a story. However, her apprehensions were put to rest when a student approached her directly. She said that she had watched Today for years and had grown to see us as an extension of her family, Vieira recounted. And right now she needed a mom to hold her. Moved by the student's vulnerability and need for comfort, Vieira embraced her without hesitation, providing solace in a moment of profound grief. Reflecting on the experience, Vieira expressed profound gratitude for the opportunity to lend a voice to the students affected by the tragedy. "I am forever grateful to have given a voice to the students there," she affirmed, "and to have provided some comfort for at least one." Meredith Vieiras' Today co-host was fired in 2017, and the fallout was intense. In 2017, the world witnessed the pinnacle of the Daderg Me Too movement, a watershed moment fueled by activist Tarana Burke's initiative, which had its roots as far back as 2006. With the advent of social media, the movement gained unprecedented momentum, sparking a global reckoning with the pervasive issue of sexual misconduct and abuse of power. Among the high-profile figures implicated were renowned individuals like Harvey Weinstein, Louis C.K., and Today co-host Matt Lauer, whose dismissal in November 2017 sent shockwaves through the industry. For Meredith Vieira, the news of Lauer's alleged misconduct came as a devastating blow. "It was like a gut punch," she shared candidly in an interview with People. Recounting the moment, she revealed how her phone began buzzing incessantly at 4 a.m. while she was in Los Angeles, leaving her grappling with disbelief and shock. Vieira, who had shared a close professional relationship with Lauer, described him as like a brother, making the revelations all the more distressing. Navigating the aftermath of Lauer's downfall, Vieira found herself grappling with complex emotions. "The whole thing is just sad," she remarked, reflecting on the broader implications and repercussions of the Me Too movement. Indeed, the fallout from these revelations reverberated across industries, prompting soul-searching and discussions about power dynamics and workplace culture. In the wake of such seismic shifts, Vieira, like many others, found solace in empathy, recognizing the profound impact of these revelations on individuals and institutions alike. When Regis Filbin passed away in 2020, Meredith Vieira was devastated. On July 24, 2020, the world bid farewell to television legend Regis Filbin, who passed away from natural causes at the venerable age of 88. For Meredith Vieira, whose path intersected with Filbin's as she assumed his role on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, his loss was deeply felt, owing to his larger-than-life persona. Reflecting on Filbin's remarkable qualities, Vieira shared with People magazine her admiration for his unmatched ability to entertain and engage audiences. "The obvious thing that everyone will miss is he was the constant entertainer," she remarked. "He was so good at conversation, so good at listening, and such a great listener." However, beyond Filbin's public persona, Vieira cherished his innate kindness and humility. "What I will miss the most is his kindness," she confessed, emphasizing Filbin's grounded nature despite his towering success. "He never forgot that he was this kid from the Bronx." One aspect of Filbin's character that resonated deeply with Vieira was his willingness to extend a helping hand to others, even amidst his own busy schedule. When Vieira embarked on her own talk show journey, Filbin reached out and offered his support, a gesture that left a lasting impression on Vieira. "That's who he was, and I will miss that a lot," she reflected, underscoring Filbin's genuine and generous spirit that endeared him to colleagues and fans alike. Even Meredith Vieira struggles with imposter syndrome. Meredith Vieira's illustrious career has traversed various domains, from hosting game shows to anchoring talk shows, and from covering breaking news to delving into investigative journalism. Despite her extensive accomplishments, Vieira candidly acknowledges grappling with moments of self-doubt, much like many individuals, particularly women, who contend with imposter syndrome regardless of their professional stature. Reflecting on this universal challenge, Vieira remarked to NBC News, "It doesn't matter where you are in your career. Everyone, especially women, has imposter syndrome." While navigating such internal hurdles may seem daunting, Vieira offers a beacon of hope for those embarking on new career paths or experiencing transitions. She reassures individuals feeling uncertain about changing careers that there is indeed a light at the end of the tunnel. Once you get that piece cracked, the more practical part, the how do I apply my skills from one industry to another, that piece tends to flow automatically, she advises, drawing from her own journey of adaptation and growth. The Meredith Vieira Show tanked. When a celebrity invests so much of themselves into a project only to see it falter, it's understandable that their confidence takes a hit. This was the case for Meredith Vieiras when her daytime talk show, The Meredith Vieira Show, was canceled in 2016. It must have been a tough blow for her, and she probably needed some time away from the spotlight to regroup. Despite Vieira's dedication to the show, even designing the set to reflect her own living room, it struggled to capture an audience. According to Nielsen, the show ranked as the second least popular of the 15 current syndicated talk shows on the air during its second and final season. That's got to sting. For someone like Vieira, who's seen success in many aspects of her career, the show's cancellation and poor ratings likely left her feeling professionally deflated. Since the Meredith Vieira Show ended, she's steered clear of daytime television and hasn't pursued another talk show hosting gig, except for occasional guest hosting appearances. Meredith Vieira stepped behind the camera. In 2016, Meredith Vieira took on the role of executive producer for Lauer, a documentary shedding light on the first mass school shooting in the United States. While some might find it unexpected that Vieira delved into such a serious subject matter, she explained to Parade that she felt compelled to spark a conversation about gun control in America through the project. What's intriguing about Vieira's involvement in Lauer is her decision to stay behind the scenes, steering away from the spotlight. Instead of being the narrator, Vieira opted to showcase other voices involved in the documentary. Interestingly, Vieira expressed a desire to continue exploring diverse storytelling avenues like Lauer. She shared with Parade that she enjoys experimenting with different storytelling approaches, not necessarily limited to heavy journalism. She emphasized her openness to new opportunities, enjoying the freedom to explore various projects without committing to a specific genre or signing long-term contracts. Vieira's inclination towards diverse storytelling was evident in her executive production of After the Murder of Albert Lima in November 2019, a documentary centered on a man's quest for justice for his murdered father. It appears that Vieira has found her creative niche and is relishing the journey. As we reflect on Meredith Vieira's journey, it's evident that she's made a significant impact both on and off the screen. From her illustrious career in journalism and television hosting to her advocacy for important social issues, Vieira continues to inspire and provoke thought. What do you admire most about Meredith Vieira's approach to storytelling and her commitment to addressing social issues through her work? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more compelling content in the future. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.